What's good, fam? Welcome back to Just Your Average Podcast, where your favorite everyday guy in his mid-30s comes through with the hot takes, some cold coffee, and that barber shop energy. Look, think of this as the podcast version of sitting around with your boys, debating sports, life, and why you can't ever find a good parking spot at the gym. In today's episode, completely off the cuff, because sometimes you just gotta let the vibes flow and keep it real, right? You ever had one of those moments when you're just chilling, minding your own business, and a wild thought hits you like, what if James Harden Beard had his own workout plan? Yeah, that's the kind of randomness we're serving up today, okay? So, grab your drink of choice, whether it's coffee, tea, protein shakes, or that orange soda that keeps calling your name, and settle in for some laughs, some hot takes, and maybe even a few truths you didn't know you needed, okay? So, here's what we're chopping it up about today, all right? The NBA's tanking problem, and why some teams are straight up embracing mediocrity like it's an art form, all right? We've got Tiger Woods out here flipping the script with a virtual golf league that might just put Topgolf to shame. And look, I'm telling you, Notre Dame is about to wake up the echoes and shock Ohio State on their way to the national championship. Oh, and let's not forget about the Lakers. Are they a sinking ship? Or is LeBron about to pull off another masterpiece? Plus, we're talking playoff NFL games this Saturday and Sunday. Just 4 games, but every single one of them has the potential to blow our minds. From clutch quarterbacks to defenses built for the postseason, we'll break down the matchups and why these games are much-watched TV, all right? We're diving into all that and more. And as always, there's no order to this madness because that's how we roll. But before we get into all that, let me hit you with a quick story, all right? So look, last weekend, I'm at the house. I'm trying to fix this squeaky cabinet that's been getting on my nerves for the last week. Look, you know how it is. You grab a screwdriver, you put on your I got this face, and you get to work. 10 minutes in, somehow, I've managed to break the hinge completely. Now, I got a cabinet door sitting on my counter and a new project I didn't ask for. More of the story? Sometimes you just gotta call the pros. Or at least watch a YouTube tutorial first. But for all the adults out there, remember, confidence is cool, but preparation will save you every time. All right, enough about my DIY fails. Let's get into it. Whether you're in the car, at the gym, or you're playing up just dodging responsibilities, this episode is for you. First up, why tanking in the NBA might actually be the smartest dumb idea ever. We got to talk about this. Yo, before we jump into this first segment, I need everybody to like the video now. Go ahead and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications. We bring in a fire, guys. And don't forget, I got the pinned comment down below. Comment your YouTube page. We're going to grow together, okay? Look, we're going to jump in right now, and we're going to talk about this tanking problem in the NBA, all right? Look, I got something to say, man. Look. All right, y'all. Let's talk about it. Look, the NBA's tanking problem. It's real. And last night, Brooklyn Nets performance might as well have been a masterclass on how not to try. All right? Look, they lost 126-67 to the Clippers. Now, let me run those numbers back because honestly, they need to be heard twice to fully process 67 points in a 48-minute game. That ain't basketball. That's a glorified cardio session. And at this point, the Nets are lucky. They didn't end up on the ESPN's top 10 countdown, but you know, in the not so top 10. But look, let's break it down, okay? They shot 30% from the field. 30%. That's like walking into the math test and only knowing the answers to the multiple choice question that you guessed on, okay? Then 50% from the free throw line. Yo, those are the easiest points in the game. Nobody's guarding you, okay? You're standing there alone with 10 seconds to concentrate. Yet, they shot like the rim owed them money and they were scared to collect, okay? And lastly, don't look. They shot 17% from the three-point line. The entire team was out there firing bricks like it was a warm-up at the local YMCA. I mean, what were they doing? Shooting three-pointers from the parking lot? And look, I'm not saying they were tanking, but I'm not saying it either. Because when you score 67 points, let's be honest, it looks like your game plan was, let's see if we can set a record for the lowest score possible without anyone noticing. Spoiler alert. We noticed. All of us noticed. The Clippers noticed. X definitely noticed. Here's the thing. Tanking isn't new. It's the NBA's dirty little secret. I mean, it's like that weird smell in your friend's car. You know it's there, but no one really wants to talk about it. Look, teams tank because they're chasing the number 1 draft pick. The next LeBron. The next Wembanyama. That next savior of their franchise. And I get it. We're all chasing greatness in some form. But as a fan, I'm like, come on, bruh. We pay good money to watch this game. At least pretend like you care. The problem is, tanking doesn't just hurt the team that's losing on purpose. It hurts the fans. The ones who buy tickets, jersey, and overpriced nachos because we actually care about the game. It hurts the league's reputation because we're sitting here questioning, is this competition even real? And it hurts the players who are trying because you know there's at least one dude on that Nets roster who's fighting for his NBA life while everybody else is running wind sprints, okay? Let me put this in perspective, okay? I'm a dad now. I have a 2-year-old that could have put up a better fight against the Clippers last night. And he can barely hold a basketball. Look, he's out here throwing elbows at the Fisher-Price hoops. And honestly, I think he got better form than some of those Nets shooters right now. And if I showed him the stat line, if I showed him the stat line from that game, he probably asked me, look, they're going to be in trouble for this? Because look, man. But look, seriously here. What's the fix, though? Maybe dock teams for obvious tanking, fine owners, something. Because, look, fans like us, we deserve better. We want competition. Not whatever that was last night. I mean, and don't get me started on the lottery system. It's like playing the Powerball with rigged dice. You're telling me there's a better way to rebuild a franchise than embarrassing yourself on national TV? This just isn't about the Nets either, okay? Tanking has become a league-wide strategy. Remember the process in Philly? I mean, it worked eventually, but the years leading up to it were painful to watch. And now it's like every struggle team thinks that they can do the same thing. But not every franchise has the patience, the front office, or even the talent evaluation skills to pull that off. So instead, we're left with games like last night. A glorified practice session where one team shows up and the other team might as well have stayed on the bus. Look, that's my rant for today. Brooklyn, get it together. Clippers, good job. But you didn't even break a sweat, okay? In the NBA, we're watching you. Fix this tanking mess before we start boycotting the season and just start watching old MJ highlights instead, all right? All right, I'm off of that. And we're going to go on and jump into the next topic, all right? All right. We're back with the next topic on the list, folks. And look, we covered some stuff today, but look, it's time for me to dive into something I've been kind of avoiding, all right? But it's been on my mind for a minute. And so, look, we got to talk about these Lakers, all right? So, look, I know we won last night against Miami Heat, but let's keep it real. That ain't telling me we're championship contenders. We got to break down really why this team, as it stands right now, they ain't going to get the job done when it counts. So let's get into it, all right? Look, now, don't get it twisted. We won last night, all right? But I'm not out here doing backflips, all right? Let's be real. Beating the Heat right now, not a huge flex. The Heat aren't the Heat of yesteryear, and that's really like me bragging about beating my little cousin in a game of 2-on-2. Yeah, I won, but how did I win? I was basically playing against a toddler who hadn't figured out how to dribble the ball yet, you know? But let's really talk about this, okay? If you want to start with the Lakers, let's start with the defense, which is, well, let's just say, if you're looking for good defense, you might want to search for another team because it's not on the Lakers, all right? The Lakers defense right now is about as reliable as a phone battery at 2%. They're ranked near the bottom of the league, and it's bad, y'all. I'm talking about every time somebody drives to the basket, it's like they got VIP, bruh. They got straight VIP pass to the rim. No defense, no contest. I know, yeah, AD might get 2 or 3 blocks a game, but if they're shooting 50 shots and you only blocking 2, I mean, if you can't stop a team from scoring, how you gonna win a chip, you know? Then we got to talk about the age issue, okay? Every time we play a younger team, it's like watching your grandpa try to keep up in a sprint. LeBron and AD are amazing, but we all know they're getting old, man. LeBron's 40. AD been in the league so long, he got more miles than a used car. So when we face teams with fresh legs and youthful energy, it's a problem. You can't just run it back with the same guys expecting different results. We need more athleticism, more speed, more young blood. Trust me, LeBron and AD can't keep doing it by themselves forever, all right? Oh my God. Speaking of AD, don't get it twisted. I know the man is a beast. I know this. When he's on, he's on. Dude is a walking mismatch. Like, there's no one in the league who should be able to guard him. But when he's off, you think he forgot he was 7 feet tall. I mean, I love AD, but his inconsistency is frustrating as fuck. He's one of the best players in the league when he's locked in, but when he's not, it's like watching a guy who don't remember what sport he's supposed to be playing. Look, and I'm not letting LeBron off the hook, okay? I'm not. Now, don't get me wrong. His longevity is something I can only dream of, all right? The man is out here straight up defying father time. But you know what? Sometimes it just looks like he's pacing himself. Like, okay, I get it. He's been playing longer than me personally. I've been watching basketball. But there are nights where you see that full LeBron intensity, but just you don't want it sometimes. You want it all the time. And you're just not going to get that from LeBron anymore, you know? And you just can't cruise through the regular season when you're trying to chase down another chip. I mean, we need you, Bron. We need you, Bron, every night. But here's the thing, though. Whenever we face a team that's actually, good, it's like the Lakers fold like a old lawn chair to say, I'm talking about the Nuggets, the Celtics, the Cavs. I mean, it don't matter. Look, we always lose those games. And when we play against mediocre teams, we barely scrape by. I'm talking close calls like a bad breakup. No one really wins, but look, you just relieved it's over, okay? In the third quarter, look, we might as well not even come back after halftime. I've never seen a team treat the third quarter like it's a preseason game. They lose it every time, and they lose bad. Like, I'm sitting there watching and thinking, do y'all even remember how to play basketball after halftime? But hey, look, we're here, and I'm still rocking with my Lakers. Even if they're a few years behind the rest of the league right now. I'm going to tell you this, though. The roster, as constructed, isn't going to win another championship. Not unless LeBron pulls off a miracle, which at this point, I wouldn't bet on. The Lakers need to get younger. They need to get more athletic, and they need to stop pretending like the guys they've got right now can carry them to another title run. It's time for a change, and that's at least after LeBron retires, because that's the reality, But hey, look, I'm still here for it. I'll be in the stands. I'll be on X. I'll still be rooting for my Lakers because I love these guys. But I just got to be real with the situation. So don't get mad at me for just speaking the truth, because you already know it's all love, baby. All right. Off my Lakers. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling, folks. We've been bouncing around topics, but now it's time to talk some college football, all right? National championship vibes are in the air. Showdown is set. Notre Dame versus Ohio State. And let me tell you, I'm all in on Notre Dame. Yeah, I'm putting it out there. The Fighting Irish are about to take this one. Don't care if I'm wrong. I'm willing to bet on it if I am. I'm in good company. I mean, look, the average person is wrong about 40,000 times a day, so I ain't tripping. Let me tell you why I think Notre Dame gets this game, okay? First up, we got to talk about Ohio State's coach, okay? Ryan Day. Now, no disrespect to Day. He's a great coach, but he's got a track record of coming up short when his team's a favorite. Every time Ohio State's been expected to take it all, there's always some kind of hiccup. And it ends with the Buckeyes losing when it counts most. Look, we've seen this before, and I think we'll see it again. That's the thing about being favored. You put the target on your back, and Ohio State's been known to crack under pressure. And you can't buy experience, and you definitely can't buy the clutch gene, which is exactly what Notre Dame's got this year. Now, let's talk about Notre Dame's path to this point, okay? The Irish have been on fire since they had that opening loss, okay? I mean, since then, they've been straight dominant. No slip-ups, no distractions. The Irish, they're built different this year, you know, and it's shown. Confidence, check. Team chemistry, check. Momentum, check. They got it all. And they're going to bring that intensity to the national championship game. And when it comes to defense, I'm telling you. Notre Dame's slightly better than Ohio State. I know the numbers don't exactly back me up, but I'm telling you, these Irish defenders are tougher, smarter, and in big moments, they rise to the occasion. I'm calling it. They'll be the ones to make the key stops when it matters, okay? And listen, I know that Ohio State has a good defense, but we got to talk about the run game, okay? Ohio State, in the games that they lost, have struggled against the run game. They've struggled against teams that can run the ball. They've been exposed at points. I mean, just look at the loss to Michigan earlier this season. Michigan ran for 172 yards against Ohio State defense. 172. Now, I'm not saying Michigan's run game is the same as Notre Dame's, but trust me, the blueprint is there. Michigan showed everyone the formula to beat Ohio State. Pound the rock, control the clock, wear down the defense. And I fully expect Notre Dame to take a page out of that playbook on Monday night. I think we'll see a heavy dose of the Irish's rushing attack, and Ohio State just won't be able to stop it. I mean, you can't expect to win a national championship if your defense can't stop the run. Notre Dame's offensive line is going to I feel like they're going to impose the will on Ohio State's defensive line. And by the time the fourth quarter rolls around, they're just going to be out of gas. Notre Dame's power running game is going to keep Ohio State's offense off the field and make life miserable for that defense. And I'm not sleeping on Ohio State star receiver Jeremiah Smith. Dude's a problem. This guy can make some serious noise. And I know he's going to make a few big plays in the game, but here's the thing. Even with Smith making those plays, I don't think it's going to be enough to take down Notre Dame. They'll find a way to eventually neutralize him, and I just feel like one player can't carry a team to a national championship. Not in a big game like this. I think it'll be Notre Dame's defense that locked down when it counts the most. But here's the thing. When everyone is on Ohio State's train, that's when the underdog steps up. It's happened before, and to me, personally, I think it's going to happen again. When everyone thinks that they know how the story's going to end, that's exactly when Notre Dame comes in and pulls the rug right from under everyone. The Fighting Irish, they've been counted out before, but this time, they coming for that trophy, man. And on Monday night, it'll be Notre Dame lifting that national championship, not Ohio State. So, look, I'm putting it out there. Notre Dame's going to shock Ohio State. It might not be what everyone expects, but that's exactly why it's going to happen. Book it. Let's keep this momentum going, okay? We talked about a lot of different topics so far, and I feel like it's time to talk about one of my favorite players in sports, okay? People that know me, they would know that I'm a real diehard tennis fan. I really, really love tennis. You think about these guys, they're hitting the ball at 120, 130 miles per hour. If they don't control that strength, if they don't control that, essentially every single ball they hit can go out of the arena. But they're able to control the strength that they have to keep the ball within those lines. That's discipline. And so that's why I love tennis so much. So I want to dive into one of my favorite players in the tennis game, and that's Nick Kyrgios. Okay, man, look. Me personally, I followed this guy for years, okay? And it pains me to say this, but we've got to talk about how the grind of the tennis season has really taken a serious toll on him personally. And it's just hard to watch, okay? Look, Kyrgios, this guy's career has been an absolute roller coaster. It's really full of a lot of highs, but as of lately, we're starting to see the lows, okay? And it's all due to just, his body is breaking down, all right? Let's take it back a bit, okay? Look, Nick Kyrgios has always been that guy with the swag, okay? The confidence and the showmanship that made tennis fun. He strolled onto the court like, look, I'm the best player on the planet. And let's be honest, sometimes he was. But here's the thing. Back in 2015, Kyrgios hurt his wrist. And that injury, man, that's been a shadow following him for the past decade. It flared up again right before Wimbledon in 23. And that was just a sign that his body, specifically the wrist, was never truly right again, okay? So you fast forward to that 23, Kyrgios is going into Wimbledon looking like he might be back at his best. Everyone's hyped. But right before the tournament, the wrist injury flares up again. Now, look, we all know Kyrgios, he doesn't treat injuries the same way most players do. He's got that I'm playing through it mentality. But when you're already dealing with wear and tear from years of injuries, at some point, your body's going to tell you, nah, bruh, we're done. And that wrist injury has been hanging over him. And it's clear it affected him mentally and physically. But it doesn't end there, okay? In his most recent attempt, he just tried to come back in the 2025 Australian Open. Kyrgios goes out and loses in straight sets in his first match. And honestly, I'm not even mad. The guy was playing through an abdominal injury, and I'm sitting here thinking, why are you out there? It's like Kyrgios is just pushing through pain because the season won't stop. Look, tour after tour, match after match, you got to play to make money. There's no time to rest, no time to heal. The tennis calendar is brutal. You want to talk about baseball, 162 games? Look, go check the tennis schedule, okay? If you don't win the big matches, you don't make money. So what does that mean? You have to play the small matches. But if you play in all the small matches, you're tired when the big matches come, which means you don't win money in those because you're tired from playing all the small matches every week. Every week you're playing matches, okay? So what happens is you become in this circle to where you have to play the small matches. In order to make money, you have to win these. You have to get far in these matches. But by playing all these matches, when you get to the major match, you're burnt out. Okay? And so when you have a guy like Kyrgios, you know, he's starting to feel the effects of all that grind. Okay? But here's the kicker. This isn't the Kyrgios we remember. He used to swag into the court, man. Look, coming straight, mock his opponents. Take ridiculous shots between the legs, turn around. Look, he used to do everything with that look. I'm too good arrogance. And we all loved it. But now, man, it's different. In his last match, he was yelling at his trainers. He was like, I shouldn't fucking be out here. And he's right. His body is failing him. You can hear it in his voice. This guy is hurting. Then he tells reporters, look, man, I have 6 holes in my hand, 1 in my arm. No tennis player has come back from the surgeries I've had and been successful. And you know what? He's right again. No one's come back from those kinds of injuries and been the same, and it's breaking my heart to watch him try. Look, I hate to say it, but Kyrgios isn't having fun anymore. He's playing through injuries he shouldn't be playing through. And at this point, it's not even about tennis anymore. It's about his health. I hate to see him go, but I also hate to see a guy who's a shell of himself still out there on the court. His body just can't hold up to the grind of the season. And it sucks because this guy has so much talent, so much potential. He had a chance to be one of the most electric players the sport has ever seen. But this consistent grind is just not suitable for him anymore. Look, I don't know what the future holds for Kyrgios. Maybe he takes a step back. Maybe he tries to find a way to rest and recover. But man, I just want him to be healthy. I just want him to be able to enjoy the game the way he used to. We all miss the swag. That fire. But if it's too late for his body, I don't want to see him out there limping around just for the sake of playing. His health is more important than anything else. So yeah, Kyrgios is a prime example of how the grind of the tennis season combined with the lack of an off season can destroy a player's career. Look, I don't care how good you are. If your body's breaking down, it's gonna catch up with you. And I really hope Kyrgios figures out what's best for him, because we all want to see him play at his best. But at the end of the day, I want to see him healthy first and foremost. God bless. All right. Let's dive into this next topic, guys. All right. This is one that's been buzzing around, and I gotta give my thoughts on it, okay? We're gonna talk about Deion Sanders and the Dallas Cowboys. Now, don't get me wrong. The idea of Prime coaching the Cowboys sounds amazing. Like, honestly, the perfect fit. But let's be real for a second. This whole situation, it smells wrong. It really just, to me, is about the headline. It sounds like Jerry Jones is just trying to keep the Cowboys in the spotlight. So give me a second, I'll break it down to you, okay? Look, now, Jerry Jones, he's been the face of the Dallas Cowboys for decades. And we all know that man loves the media attention. He's the kind of guy who thrives on being in the spotlight. Always has, always will. That's his thing. He's not just trying to win championships. He's trying to be the guy in Dallas, the one who's talked about, the one the media is focused on. Now, I'll be the first to say, Deion Sanders be a fire hire for the Cowboys. Seriously, I mean, Prime is exactly what the team needs. He's a big personality and a leader, and he's got the track record to back it up. If he took over, the Cowboys they'd get the boost they need to really get back on top. But here's the issue. Jerry Jones doesn't want anyone taking the spotlight away from him. Not Deion, not anyone, okay? I know this may sound harsh, but I honestly don't think Jerry Jones wants to win a Super Bowl as badly as he wants to be the guy in Dallas. He wants to be the name everyone talks about. And to be real, I think that's why Deion Sanders will never coach the Cowboys. Sure, Jerry's been, talking about winning a championship for years, but let's look at his track record. He's been running this show for how long now? And where's the ring? At some point, we gotta be honest with ourselves. Like, does Jerry really want to win? Or is he just trying to keep the Cowboys in the media for as long as possible? If he really wanted a coach that could bring that energy and leadership to a team, he would have hired a coach like Deion years ago. But Jerry, he likes being the star of the show. And Prime Sanders, he's got a bigger spotlight than Jerry ever will. and Jerry knows it. Now, I'm not saying that Deion would never take the job. He's already said it would be an honor to coach the Cowboys, but don't forget, Prime's built something special at Colorado, and he's got his sights set on coaching his sons in the NFL. And let's not overlook the big issue here. Shedeur Sanders, his son, is a quarterback. Dak Prescott just got paid massive contract, $60 million per year. So how does that work? Deion comes in, coaches his son who plays the same position as Dak. That's a problem. I don't think Jerry is looking to mess with that kind of family dynamic. He's already got a big investment in Dak, and Deion's son is a quarterback. You can see the issues here, right? Now, let's talk about what Jerry's really doing here, because we've seen this play before. Jerry fired Mike McCarthy after blocking him from interviewing with other teams. That right there tells you everything you need to know. Jerry has no real plan for the future, so what does he do? He throws out the idea of Deion Sanders coming to Dallas, and suddenly everyone's talking about the Cowboys again. Same old song. Keep the media focused on you, keep the buzz alive, and in the process, Jerry looks like the guy who's considering all these big moves when in reality, nothing's changing. Look, I'd love to see Prime in Dallas. That man knows football. And he could take that team to places that I've personally never seen before. But Jerry Jones, he's not ready to let anyone steal that spotlight. Deion Sanders is a leader. He's got star power, and Jerry's ego is too big to let anyone come into his building, Jerry World, and overshadow him. And at the end of the day, that's what it's really about. Jerry wants to be the guy in Dallas. He's not willing to share that with anyone. So, yeah, while the media loves to run with these Deion and Dallas rumors, I just don't see it happening. It's all smoke and mirrors to me. Jerry's playing the media game, keeping the Cowboys in the headlines, but don't get it twisted. He's not really thinking about the future of the franchise. He's thinking about himself and how he stays the face of America's team. We've seen this time and time again. All right. Now, let's talk about something that's been buzzing in college football lately. I don't know if it's buzzing, but it's something that I want to really just, highlight here. Look, Quinn Ewers has declared for the NFL draft. And look, I'm not surprised by this. It's the next logical step when you've been playing football at that level for as long as he has. But, and this is a big but, I got to say, I've never been sold on Quinn Ewers, as a legitimate NFL quarterback. And I'm going to stand by that. This dude, not a franchise QB. And let's be real, he probably never will be. Now, I'm not saying Ewers doesn't have talent, because trust me, this kid has more talent in his pinky than I could ever dream of having in my whole body. He's got a cannon of an arm, great size, the whole package. But what does that really get you in the NFL? Not much if you can't put it all together. And I got to be honest, from what I've seen, I just don't think he's the guy. He's got all the physical tools, but the mental game, the consistency, nah. I just don't see it. But here's the thing. And I'm sure Quinn's going to do just fine financially. Let's not forget. NFL backup quarterbacks make more money than a lot of people working 9-to-5 jobs. No disrespect to anyone working in Amazon or any other job, but you're telling me you wouldn't take a clipboard, a headset, and a comfortable salary for holding a spot on the NFL roster. I'm just saying. So Quinn's going to be all right. I mean, I wish him the best, but let's be real. I don't see him as a starting quarterback in the NFL. He's more likely to be a backup, and that's a solid gig to have, but don't expect him to lead a team to a Super Bowl anytime soon. Now, let's talk about Texas for a second. The whole time, I've thought if Texas really wanted a shot at winning a national championship, they should have started Arch Manning. You can't tell me Arch doesn't have the tool to lead that team. He's been groomed for this moment his whole life. But Texas, no. They just, had to be loyal to Ewers. Why? Because Quinn got him to that point, and You can't just yank a senior who's been working his tail off for years and throw in a freshman. It's all about loyalty and keeping those recruits coming in. Oh, you're a freshman? No problem. You can still win the starting job, but really, we all know Arch was the guy who could have given Texas a better chance at a title this year. Look, I get it. Loyalty is important, but Texas wasn't going to win it all with Quinn Ewers, and deep down, I think they knew that. Quinn had his moments, sure, but he wasn't consistent enough, and that's the big issue. As much as I hate to say it, I just don't think he's cut out to be a franchise quarterback. Not in the NFL anyway. Maybe as a backup, like I said, a clipboard holder. You'll make more money than you expect doing that, you know? At best, Quinn Ewers is a 5th to 6th round talent, and that's being generous. He may even go undrafted, depending on how his combine goes. But even if he does get drafted, I'm still not seeing him as that guy who's going to be leading a team in the NFL. I could be wrong, though. And it happens, you know, and I'll own it. But from where I'm sitting, I just don't see it. But hey, look, I could be wrong again. And Quinn, he just might surprise us all. Maybe he'll end up being a backup who makes a long-term career out of it. Nothing wrong with that. But from what I've seen, he's not a starter. And that's the truth. I mean, I hope he proves me wrong. But right now, I'm just not buying the hype. All right. Let's keep things rolling. Another topic for you all. Now, this one's a little more serious, but we gotta talk about it. Conor McGregor, UFC superstar, is once again in the headlines. But this time, it's not for his fight game, okay? Yeah, I know he's gonna fight Jake Paul soon, but we got something else, all right? Right now, he's facing a lawsuit. Yeah, a lawsuit over allegations of misconduct. To keep it all the way 100, it's the same woman who tried to get criminal charges filed against him in 2023 for the same situation. But those charges never stuck. Now, she's taking her chances in civil court. Let's dive into it. Now, before I even get into this, let's make something crystal clear. I do not condone any kind of behavior that disrespects or harms women, period. That's a no-go zone for me. If the allegations turn out to be true, McGregor deserves whatever consequences come his way. That's just the way it should be. Women's safety and well-being should always be a top priority, and we have to protect that, no doubt. But if this ends up being some sort of money grab going wrong, if the accusations are false, then I think we need to look at the bigger picture here, because this stuff has a real impact on someone's life, their career, their reputation, and their money. Now, here's the thing. Conor McGregor, he's always been the center of attention, for better or for worse. The dude has built his career on being loud, brash, and in your face. I mean, he doesn't mind stirring the pot, right? But we can't let that distract us from the real issues here at hand. If this is just a case of someone trying to cash in on his fame and fortune, well, that's a problem too. McGregor's reputation, his career, he spent years building that up. And just because someone's got an issue with him or maybe feels wrong doesn't mean we should rush to judgment without all the facts. Let's not forget, the criminal charges against him didn't stick. So now the same woman is trying her luck in civil court. So what does that mean? We don't really know yet, but it's going to get messy, okay? Look, I'm all for holding people accountable. That's the most important thing. But at the same time, let's not turn this into a cash grab. It's one thing when women stand up for themselves and call out bad behavior. It's another thing when people try to exploit the system for personal gain, especially when someone's already been cleared of criminal charges. If the civil case doesn't go anywhere and it's revealed that this was just a money grab, that woman should absolutely be held accountable for the damage she's done to McGregor's reputation. And I get it. People are going to say, well, how can you trust McGregor? And I get that too. He's had his share of controversies over the years, but we still gotta wait for all the details to come out before we jump to conclusions. Look, we all know the system isn't perfect. And sometimes it feels like the stakes are higher for someone like McGregor because he's a superstar. But that's why we have to be careful, y'all. There's a fine line between calling out real issues and taking advantage of a situation just because someone's got money and fame. Women should always feel safe and protected. But that doesn't mean that just because someone's in the public eye, they should be fair game for anyone who wants to make a claim. The truth is, these kind of situations always have multiple layers. And as much as we're talking about McGregor, we need to remember that the people involved deserve a fair process, not just a media-driven judgment. So, yeah, this situation with McGregor, it's a mess. But no matter how it plays out, let's remember that we have to respect the process. And at the same time, protect people's rights on both sides. If he's guilty, he should face the music. If he's not, well, I think there should be consequences for those who try to use the system to their advantage. And that's the balance we have to find. We can't let the system be used against people for the wrong reasons. But we also can't let anyone off the hook if they're in the wrong. You choose what side you're on. I'm not going to do that. But we'll see how this ends. Let's switch gears real quick. I got to talk about something I'm genuinely excited about, okay? Guys, Tiger Woods is back, y'all. No, not with the traditional 18 holes in the caddy. Nah. Tiger's never doing that again, okay? But Tiger's getting back in the game with virtual golf through the TGL League. And listen, his first live appearance, over 1 million viewers, okay? That's how you know people are ready for Tiger to get back in action, even if it's in a whole new way. I mean, we'd love to see it. Now, I know his team didn't exactly light up the scoreboard. Let's just say they got handled. But that didn't stop folks from tuning in. People are just hungry for anything Tiger related. And can you blame him? He's a legend. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Rory McIlroy and Mike McCarthy, they're in on it too, helping to build the TGL League. They're setting up something big here, okay? And you better believe I'm checking it out next week when Tiger teams face off against Rory's team. It's about to be a showdown. And you know, I'm tuning in, baby. Yeah. Look, virtual golf may not have the same feel as swinging a club on the course, but look, it's still Tiger Woods. And it's still golf. And if we're being real, anytime we get to see the GOAT on the screen, we gonna watch. Even if he's not out there physically swinging the clubs. I mean, I can't wait for the next round. Tiger versus McIlroy? That's going to be something. All right, y'all. Let's talk about this wild story that's making its rounds in the sports world. Okay, so look. We got this Eagles fan who got himself in all types of trouble. Not only did he get fired from his job, but he also got banned from Lincoln Financial Field. And why, you ask? Well, look, he was caught on camera in a viral video on X, formerly Twitter, shouting some seriously inappropriate stuff towards a Packer fan. Now, I'm not going to repeat what he said, but I'm sure you've seen the clip by now. It's everywhere. And yeah, if you haven't, it's bad. Like, it's really bad, okay? Now, here's the kicker. The Packer fan that he went off on, a woman. And of course, her fiance posted a video, and once it hit the internet, the backlash was immediate and intense. And rightly so. Look, like I said before, I don't condone any kind of disrespect towards women, or anyone for that matter, but especially in a public setting like that, that's just not cool, man. So, obviously, his employer, BCT Partners, a consulting firm that prides itself on being DEI champions, okay? They had to let him go, right? I mean, ironic doesn't even begin to cover it. A DEI champion out there acting like this? Yeah, no wonder they dropped him like a bad habit. He tried to walk it back and apologize, but at this point, look, too little, too late, my dude. BCT denounced his behavior and showed him the door, okay? And honestly, they was right to do it, okay? Look, I get it. We all have our moments, but when you're out here acting a fool on camera, you can't just hit rewind and pretend like it never happened. Actions have consequences, and that's what this guy's finding out the hard way. Look, let this be a lesson, guys. Keep it respectful, no matter how heated the moment gets. Because when you cross the line like that, trust me, it just won't be the internet coming for you. It might just be your job too, okay? All right. Look, let's take a quick detour from the sports talk to dive into something that's been on my mind. And apparently it's been on my better half's mind too. So here we go. TikTok. If you haven't heard yet, the U.S. government has been making a big push to ban TikTok. And it looks like it's actually happening, okay? This coming Tuesday, TikTok will voluntarily shut down in the U.S. And let me tell you, my better half, look, she is destroyed. I had to slip this into the podcast because, well, she really begged me to do it. And you know, happy wife, happy life, right? Okay. Now, let's break this down for a second. I don't really use TikTok myself. I'm not out here dancing or making recipe videos, but hey, more power to those who do. But the U.S. government has decided this app needs to go because they're worried about national security. The main reason? They say TikTok could be giving China access to Americans' data. And that's a real concern. Your personal information, what you watch, what you click on, it could be getting passed on to Chinese government. That's the fear. Now, I'm not here to pick a side. I get the government's position on this, but let's keep it real. Whenever the government's involved, you gotta question things, right? I mean, how much of this is actually about security and how much of it is about something else? I'm just saying, they don't always have the most flawless track record when it comes to transparency. But here's where it gets real personal for me. My better half, she's a big TikTok fan. Like, big. She's on there every day, scrolling through funny videos, checking out dance trends, learning new recipes. TikTok's basically her entertainment hub. And now this whole potential ban has her feeling, some type of way. And I'm all over here like, well, I don't use it, but if it's making you happy, then I'm all for it. And I totally get it. This app's more than just a distraction for a lot of people. It's a community. It's entertainment. It's where people find their joy. But here's the catch though. The government's got a point. They're worried that this is more than just an app for dancing and memes. If TikTok really is sending data back to China, and again, that's a big if, then there's some serious security concerns. But let's be real. Does this go beyond just data? I can't help but think that there's more behind this whole thing. Could it just be a bigger geopolitical play? And do we really know what's on a stake if this app is really collecting all this data? So, as much as I'm all for safety and protecting people's info, I can't ignore the fact that the government's been a bit, let's say, sketchy at times when it comes to motives. Do they want to protect us? Or is there something more going on here? And now, my better half, she's left trying to figure out where to get her daily dose of laughter, recipe information, and dances from. It's a whole crisis over here. Look, she's devastated, all right? It's just wow that an app could cause so much controversy. But here we are. I mean, I get that people want their data protected, but at what cost? If this turns out to be all that control rather than safety, well, that's a different conversation. But hey, if you're a TikTok fan, you better start saving your favorite videos because it looks like the app is on borrowed time. So yeah, that's the TikTok drama. I'm sitting here just trying to support my better half through her grief, but also, as much as we talk about data privacy, we're all still posting stuff online every day, right? Funny how that works. All right. That's going to conclude another episode of Just Your Average Podcast. I appreciate you guys sticking through. If you're still listening, go ahead and comment in the comment section right now, NFL. Because right now, what we're going to do is we're going to go over our NFL games to watch this weekend. We're going to rank them from 4 down to 1 and why each game is in its position, okay? We're going to go over them real quick so we can get you guys out of here. Like I said, I totally appreciate it. Don't forget to comment down under the pinned comment. Go ahead and drop your YouTube page or whatever it is that you do. Like I said, if you have less than 1,000 subscribers, we want everybody to grow with us. So if you just look down there, I'll pin a comment down there, drop your YouTube page down there, and I'll shout anybody out that comments. So far, nobody commented on the last one, so no shout out for this one. We're just waiting for the first person. Don't be scared. Go ahead and comment down there, man. It's all love, and we just want to grow together, okay? So before we get out of here, let's go ahead and get our top 4. The number 4 game I have for this weekend is going to be the Chiefs versus Texans, okay? Now, the reason why I have Chiefs versus Texans is because, look, all over the week, they've said, should the Chiefs be concerned, okay? And I hear these guys, and I hear guys saying that the Chiefs, they might be rusty. Look, the Chiefs should not be concerned at all about the Texans, okay? The Texans did what nobody thought they could do and beat the Chargers, okay? They've overachieved already, and it ends here on Saturday, okay? I don't care if the Texans get out to a hot start. I don't care if the Chiefs look rusty early. They have Patrick Mahomes. They have Andy Reid. They're at home. And since he's been the quarterback, they've won this game and gone to the AFC Championship game. So there's no concern here for me. I don't think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to start defensive. It's going to end defensive. And the Chiefs will win by 7 or more points. Number 3, the Rams versus Eagles. This game could get ugly, but I wouldn't be surprised by an upset from the Rams, okay? I think the Eagles are going to start to really figure it out, and they're going to wane, and they're going to lean on the running game versus the Rams. Like I said, this game could get ugly, and that's why it's number 3, okay? This is a game where I think could start ugly, end ugly, but I hope it's better than what I think it's going to be. I think the Eagles get back on track and they dominate the Rams, okay? Number 2 is the Commanders versus the Lions. The only reason why is because I'm ready to see the Lions, and I love me some Jaden Daniels, okay? I love it. I'm here for it. I hope this game is closer than the spread indicates it's going to be. I really, really do, because I think this can be a fireworks type game, and I wouldn't be surprised if it came down to a last possession, because that's who the Commanders are, okay? And number 1, everybody knows this is easy. This should be number 1 on everybody's list. Bills versus Ravens. Let's get it. I can't wait. I'm here for it. I'll have my popcorn. I will turn everything off. My phone won't be on. I'm going to be locked in for this game. I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. I hope you guys are here for it. You keep me tomorrow. I'll be back with another podcast. This one was impromptu. I just had to do another one because, look, I had time today, baby.
Long run out by Kobe Bryant. Behind the back. Oh! What did I just see?
You just saw what Kobe does best, and that's bring people to their feet with a sensational play.
Here we got a dribble drive, change of direction by Bryant. Slam dunk. Woo!
You talk about elevation. Chick, he went up to the rafters before he decided to put somebody on a poster.